everyone, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching. Now for the stir-fry quinoa, this version can be made for lunch or for dinner. It has chicken in it, and first I'm making chicken meatballs with herbs and spices. Later on I'll be making it's like a stir-fried chicken with chicken bites, but for now we're going to add the ground chicken mixed with an egg, with our salt, pepper, and the rest of the herbs and the spices. I'm not adding a lot of salt here because I have high blood pressure and I really don't want to take it up too high tonight. Plus, I'm adding, all of these different ingredients. It really doesn't make any sense to do that. This here is the green curry paste. It packs a lot of flavor. And then these are our peppers. So you've got your red, green peppers. And I added a jalapeno in here just to give it like a boost of heat. And then I mixed vinegar to make the meatball a bit tangy. Here we have, whatever onion you have is perfectly fine, but I used a yellow onion because it's really good when you're baking, but when you're putting your meat in the oven. And it's like you're baking your meat. And this is the paprika, about a tablespoon of paprika, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and this is my Indian Chicken Masala. I picked this up from the farmer's market a couple weeks ago. It does bridge, it's like sometimes your meat or your dish lacks flavor. Well, this masala is what gives it that boost. You can put it in soups, meats, stews, and here I'm adding a half a tablespoon of turmeric. A little bit goes a long way. This is my basil, my herb basil. I'm adding it to build my intention around abundance, money. I'm intending for prosperity to come for me and my household. And I'm going to mix all that up, all those ingredients together in preparation for the meatballs. It's really delicious. And later on, I am going to make a quinoa version with tofu, or I'll probably use a veggie meat. But for now, this is made with our chicken. So I'm taking a foil pan, and I'm gonna add parchment paper to the very bottom of the pan so my meat don't burn or doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And you guys didn't see, but I did turn the oven on 375 about 10 minutes prior to starting my meatballs, just to get the oven hot. And I'm going to fill this pan with as many balls as I possibly can. And that's about between 9 to 12 meatballs for this entire dish. So if you're feeding a family of 4 to 6, this is plenty for everyone. And let me just say, this stir-fry quinoa dish is perfect for people who want to lose weight. If you're experiencing some health difficulties, maybe it's diabetes, maybe you need to watch the carb intake. Well, this is a perfect meal because it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, doesn't have all those carbs. I mean, it's ideal to get you full. It's got those vegetables, your vitamins, your minerals. Yes, we're gonna put this in the oven and cook it for 12 to 15 minutes. Now for the broccoli, I typically boil my water first on really, really high. I'll then add the broccoli florets, and I turn my heat down to a medium-low and let it cook for about 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, not very long, okay? So this is the chicken I was talking about a little bit earlier. It's my bite-sized chicken pieces that I cooked, or at least started preparing earlier to cook. And right now I'm just adding some salt and pepper to it. No big deal. We're gonna prep it and then set it aside once more so that we can finish off the broccoli and get the pan ready for the chicken and for the veggies that we're gonna prepare for the quinoa. So set your chicken to the side. I'm just putting some parchment paper on top of my plate, and then I'm gonna use a bowl. I put spring water and ice inside the bowl to give an ice bath to the broccoli so they can immediately stop cooking. And this makes it crisp. It's not overcooked, like it's perfect for this meal. So just give it a try. It's not fancy. And I would say let it sit in the bowl for about 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. Drain that water, drain that ice, and you're good to go. Here we have our quinoa. Again, I start my water. I boil my water. I do add the salt, and I added some oil. And then I put a bag of quinoa inside my pan and let that cook for 10 minutes. And now it's time to cook the vegetables. So you want to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a wok. If you have one, a skillet is perfectly fine if you don't have a wok. Followed by some onion. I would say about a half an onion or whatever you have. You know, if you want more onions, that's perfectly fine. If you don't, just add what you have. And then you want to take some diced carrots and add those carrots to your wok. Let it cook, let it get brown. Okay, give it another stir. And then I add the rest of my carrots in because, like my broccoli, I want my carrots to be a little bit crunchy. Like I want to be able to bite inside of my carrot, and I want to taste the carrot. I want to make sure the vitamins stay in the carrot, and I don't cook them till they all the way done. And these are some frozen peas that I had in the freezer. I just added a few, not very many. Just adding on more vitamins, you know, more minerals, just trying to be healthy. And the goal is to prevent the rice and the pasta from adding to this dish, to the stir fry, because it can easily turn fattening, right? But sometimes a few nights a week or several nights a week, or probably for most of us for the whole of our life, we want to eat healthy for every meal or just about every meal. And this is a great start. Okay, so we're going to give this another stir. The meatballs are just about done. They've been cooking at this point for about 10 to 12 minutes. And when I check them, they appear to be ready. I'm going to take the meatballs out of the oven and give it a try. And pretty soon, as soon as I get my camera game down and the flow of you know, putting myself on camera and looking good for you guys and being able to talk and, you know, work my magic, then I'll be able to do taste tests on camera. A work in progress. I'm almost there. And I do want to apologize for the camera, for the shot being so small. You know, my goal was to film and have a larger screen, but it just didn't work out that way. I was trying something new, trying something different, but I didn't want this video to go to waste because it took so long to put this content together, to put the meal together, and I wanted you all to enjoy it. So I hope you do, despite the fact that it's not that large to view on screen. So here I'm adding the bite-sized chicken pieces to the wok. And I didn't add any more oil because, again, I'm watching calories. This is all about eating healthy. And believe me, you won't even need the extra oil, especially when you have all those vegetables. And at the very end, we're going to add some seasonings to beef up the quinoa, the whole mixture. So you want to let this meat cook until it's brown on both sides. And it took me about 5 to 10 minutes to make sure all the pieces were done. And then like the last couple minutes, I just stirred, you know. This video is fast paced, but I just took a really a good stir, and just made sure that everything was done. I like my meat to be done. And here I'm adding in the meatballs, the chicken meatballs that cooked in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. So we're going to mix those together, and then I'm adding the vegetables, and that's the carrots. Those are the peas, the onions. I'm adding the remaining onions that were over on the side, left on the side. Now it's the broccoli. And here in this process, you want to let this cook for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Not too long, but you want to make sure it marinates beautifully so that all the ingredients marry together and it just bursts in your mouth. That flavor, you taste everything at once. Like, you can really taste the carrot, you can really taste the broccoli, and it's not overpowering, yet it's not like mush. It's very good. It's a very good dish. I added my quinoa instead of adding it to the plate. I added the quinoa with the dish because for me, it plates better with quinoa, because the broccoli is a little bit heavy, you know, and then with the meatball, it's so dense. When you mix it with the quinoa, it just soaks it up like this anyway, so you may as well add it to the wok as you're cooking. And here's I just added the dark soy sauce as well as some white wine. White wine is optional. You don't have to add white wine. And if you want to add more soy sauce, you can. If you want to add water at this point, you can. But for me, this was perfect. It tastes delicious. And again, this is like a couple minutes after I've added all the ingredients together. I plated everything. It didn't take long at all. I probably cooked this whole meal under 20 minutes. And you see here, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe, like this video, and comment below.